Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make some turkey meatballs in a gravy with some mashed potatoes. And if you're like me, you like everything semi-homemade to where you don't have to make everything from scratch because you don't have time in your busy life to be doing all that. So let's get started. So for this recipe, we're going to be using some ketchup, Dijon mustard, chicken broth, some seasoning salt, garlic powder, paprika, black pepper, about 1/3 cup of milk, 1 egg, a slice of bread, some mushrooms, a pound of ground turkey. And last but not least, just a package of classic brown gravy. So I actually learned this trick from Laura in the kitchen, where you're going to take your piece of bread and in a large bowl you're going to break up your bread and put that all in there. And you're going to take your 1/3 cup of milk and you're going to pour it all over the bread to make sure it gets nice and soggy. So to that you're going to add your 1 beaten egg, and with a spatula you're going to go ahead and just kind of push that together to make sure this all blends well. And I know this looks gross, but trust me girl, this is going to be good. I am a free spirit in the kitchen, so I don't actually measure anything. I just kind of eyeball it to wherever I kind of think it's right. So seasoning salt, throw in some garlic powder. I like a lot of this actually. And a little bit of the paprika. Again, just kind of eyeballing it. A tiny bit of pepper. You don't want to go too crazy with that because that can overpower it. And then we're going to do maybe about a couple squirts of ketchup. That's probably good. And then just a tiny bit of Dijon mustard. Let's not tell my husband I put any of that in there. Now you're just going to mix this all together until it's nice and combined. So to that we're going to add our 1 pound of ground turkey. And we're going to mix that all in there to make sure everything is well combined. But don't over mix it because the meat can get a little bit tough and dry if you over mix it. So now with clean hands we're going to start making these into meatballs. So you take just small little portions and just kind of form these into balls here. And they are going to be a little bit slippery just because of all the liquid that we put in there, but that ensures that these are not going to dry out. So this recipe rendered about 20 meatballs, and now that they are all done, we're going to go ahead and transfer them to the pan with the oil. So in a large pan, we're going to heat up some extra virgin olive oil just to get those nice and fried up. So we're just going to kind of eyeball this. And now that your oil is nice and hot, we're going to start placing our meatballs inside of the pan. And space them out evenly just so that they have room to cook. And be sure that your oil is not too high, because since we're going to be cooking every side of these, you don't want your pan to start burning before your meatballs are even cooked. So now that your meatballs are starting to cook on one side, you're going to start flipping them all over and making sure you cook all sides evenly. So now that your meatballs are frying up, you're going to start to notice that there's going to be a lot of darkening around them. Don't worry, that is exactly what you want. You are not burning them. That's where all the flavor's at. Now that these are pretty much all browned up, you're going to want to take these out of the pan and put them on a separate plate. But before you start doing this, like if you notice that these are getting like way too brown, be sure to lower your heat because you don't want these to burn.
Good.
Okay, so this is the fun part now. So into this, we're going to add our mushrooms. Go ahead and just give those a little toss. I like to kind of break them up because I don't like big pieces of mushrooms in there. I also went ahead and sliced up some onions. And if this is getting a little bit too dry, just add a little bit of your chicken stock, but make sure to stand back because it will steam up. And now you're just gonna go ahead and put this all in there, and be sure to scrape those bits on the bottom because that is all flavor. Okay, so now that this is all cooked down, I went ahead and followed the instructions on the gravy packet, and we're gonna add all of that into our pan. And we're just gonna let this thicken up and come to a simmer, and then we're gonna go ahead and put the meatballs back in. This is all thickened up. We're gonna go ahead and add the meatballs back in there. And make sure they get nice and saturated with all that sauce. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna lower the heat to about medium low, or I would say low. And we're actually gonna let these simmer in with the sauce so they can get all of that flavor in there. So these were covered and simmering for about 10 minutes now. So these are pretty much done, and they look really good. So now we're gonna plate this over some mashed potatoes. Make sure you get some of that nice gravy on top. Girl, look what you just made. Okay guys, here comes the moment of truth. Here is the taste test. So this is my husband here, my handy dandy taste tester.
Oh my god. Awesome.
Really?
Awesome.
And mind you guys, this is actually my first time trying this recipe out, so we're trying this out together. You like it?
Mm-hmm. Awesome. It was very good.
Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Apparently, this is husband approved, but if you like this video, go ahead and hit the thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for some more cooking videos, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.